We have been, keeping track with activities ahead of Saturday's off-cycle elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo States. Our crew are very much on ground, giving us all the necessary information that we need to know. Of course, campaigns have since ended. We cannot, talk about parties at the moment, but then there is still so much more that you need to know. And our man, senior correspondent, Ozugbakun, is standing by for us in Kogi State at the moment to give us up-to-date updates or up-to-date information, so to speak, about preparations ahead of tomorrow. So good morning, Ayodele. Tell us, what are the preparations like? How is Kogi getting ready for tomorrow's crucial election?
I guess I can barely hear what you're saying in the studio, but this is Lokoja, the state capital of Kogi State, and people, indigenous residents of Kogi State, are getting up less than 24 hours to this election, the governorship election. It's one of the off-cycle elections that will be holding in Nigeria, talking about Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa states. Cumulatively, we have 1.9 million people that actually are registered to vote, and that register has been distributed to the 18 political parties that will actually be participating in this exercise. Now, talking about 18 political parties, that means we have 18 candidates that will actually be slugging it out to actually succeed Governor Yaya Bello in office after spending 8 years in office. Now, 1.9 million people registered to vote. We have just, after a little bit over 900,000 male, 900,000 females across the 21 local government. But that is not the catch here. If you look at the trend of election in Kogi State in the last 3 election cycles, let me just limit it to the last 3 election cycles, the turnouts and the percentage has been on the decline, and this has been a kind of worry to the Independent National Electoral Commission, as that the last election in the last election here in 2023, the reference point is going to be that it declined to all-time low of 35% turnout, which is not too encouraging. But the number of people that actually collected their PVC, that's the interesting part there. They recorded a success rate of 94%. 94% of those that actually were registered to vote collected their PVC. Whether they're going to come out on election day is another thing, because a lot of people are apprehensive about the security situation, in spite of the assurances that have been given by the Inspector General of Police and the federal government of Nigeria. The IGP told us that 44,000 policemen have been drafted for this exercise, but people are still skeptical because run up to this election, Kogi State is known, and some areas of Kogi State, they're known to be one of the flashpoints for election violence, and a lot of people are really, really apprehensive. Now, the onus is going to be more on the security. The pressure is going to be more on the security to make sure that we have a kind of each free election and to conduct a free and fair election on the part of the Independent National Electoral Commission. And talking about that, they've distributed all the sensitive and non-sensitive materials across the 21 local governments yesterday. The sensitive materials came to the Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday, and at the Central Bank of Nigeria, they were able to get it across the 21 local governments, and they tested the BVAS machines, and they have 3,016 polling units across the 21 local governments, and they made sure that the BVAS machine gets to all these local governments, and they have like 900 backup machines for actually the BVAS machine in case any of the polling units machines fails. 900 backups, and they have their technicians all around to make sure that they troubleshoot immediately. Now, in and out of Kogi State, it's been tough, accessing Lokoja and everything, because they are police security presence, they're fully on ground, but we know the way it is. On election day is when we can actually evaluate the effectiveness of the tight security in Lokoja and some other parts of Kogi State.
All right, Ayodele, it's quite interesting. You've given us a very, very, very sound information as regards what we need to expect tomorrow in Kogi. But then the people will definitely be restricted from moving from one place to the other. They will have to be very close to where they'll be voting. Talk to us about what the mood is like. Is there any kind of frenzy from yesterday, rushing to the market, last hour rush to the market to get in, material stuffs, which they can take care of themselves at home ahead of the elections due to the restrictions that will be imposed tomorrow?
Ibrahim Shita, if I get your question right, and in terms of security, the campaigns actually ended yesterday night, and that's 12 midnight. Now, the Inspector General of Police declared that there won't be movement from tomorrow, tomorrow, from 12 midnight today down to 6 p.m. for the conduct of the election. And as much as possible, they've told people that if you don't have any business, in and around the state, that you should keep off, that this is meant for residents of the state alone and accredited members of the civil society organization, that they are observers, journalists, and they'll be compelled to show their accreditation. And we've been given tags and we've been given posters in our vehicles to move around for tomorrow's election. So INEC will say all is set from their timetable. They will say out of 13 items, they fulfill 12. It's just for the conduct of the election proper. And today, a lot of these political parties, they won't be doing any kind of opening, any campaigns all around the states. They'll just be perfecting their strategies and getting ready so that the people of Kogi State will vote tomorrow.
What the people are like, the electorate, the Kogi residents, are they rushing to the market, the last minute shopping ahead of tomorrow, because they might be restricted, or they would be restricted from, buying and selling tomorrow? How is it like?
Yes, that will be intensified today. We saw it yesterday across the movement in and out of the state. Actually, yesterday, a lot of people are, just taking their exit from the state if you are not really participating in the election, and a lot of banking activities, going to the markets, and a lot of people are stockpiling foods in their homes and getting ready for the exercise for tomorrow. And hopefully by 6 p.m. on Saturday, this would have been over with, hopefully. And they expect that from the 3 senatorial zones, and they are going to, the difficult terrains, they are going to make use of helicopters to assess those difficult terrains, to bring in ballot material papers. That's the ballot papers and the Form EC8A, the result sheets. Those are the sensitive materials to be able to assess the difficult terrains across the states. The state is a very big state, and it's bordering 10 states. Kogi State is a confluence city bordering 10 other states like that. So some areas of the eastern part of the senatorial district could be quite difficult to actually assess. So security is going to play a major role in tomorrow's election. From the backdrop of what we had 4 years ago, a lot of people are saying that look for the confidence of people to be restored, so that 1.9 million people, 94% success rates of those actually that collected their PVC will be able to have that confidence when they see security presence to come out, when they know that they are safe to exercise their franchise. Ibrahim.
All right. Thank you very much. TVC senior political correspondent Ayodele Ozugbakun reporting live from Lokoja, the state capital, Kogi state capital. That will be all for now, but we'll definitely count on you and the rest of the crew for more updates from Kogi state ahead of tomorrow's decisive election. Of course, you can also count on TVC News to bring you up-to-date information, not just in Kogi, but in Bayelsa and Imo State, where elections will also be holding.